Alright guys, today we have a pretty interesting, new and unexpected move to report on. This coming from Sheep Esports, obviously sources. European legend Yellowstar is set to return to competition as a support in France. Read the full story from LEC Wooloo to learn more about the long and diverse career of Yellowstar and his return to competition. So Yellowstar is absolutely one of the all-time, GOATs, real throwback, nostalgic names in competitive League of Legends, especially in the West, especially in Europe. And hearing this name just brought me back so many memories. I've been a competitive League of Legends fan and just League of Legends fan in general for so many years now. It's been such a huge part of my life for so many years, and getting those flashbacks to some of the best moments in, League of Legends history for Western fans. I think there is so much about, the eras where things were a little bit more competitive and things were a little bit more bright and hope and future and all that stuff. And Yellowstar was a part of so many of those awesome, exciting moments. To see that he is returning to competition, like I said, was very unexpected. It was also a really, really cool kind of blast from the past that I definitely wanted to dive more into. So this obviously comes from Wooloo himself, where he says Yellowstar returns to competition as support. French legend Yellowstar is returning to competitive League of Legends in 2025. While he won't be rejoining a professional team, the former Fnatic icon will compete in France's third tier, the Nexus Tour, as support for Zephyr Esport, an amateur team with streaming ambitions and a promising mix of talent and personality. So obviously taking advantage of this new kind of streamer and personality wave that has been very, very up and coming over the past year, or I guess in 2025 so far. This marks another chapter in Yellowstar's illustrious esports career, which now spans everything from casting to Tier 1 international competition. If you're an avid League of Legends esports fan, or even someone who casually followed Fnatic over a decade ago, Yellowstar needs no introduction. The French legend began his career in Season 1 as an AD carry for a team called AAA, Against All Authority, reaching nothing less than the World Championship Finals, where they finished second behind Fnatic. More than a year later, it was under Fnatic's banner that Yellowstar rose to prominence across Europe and beyond thanks to his success. Despite winning a European trophy in spring 2013, Yellowstar made a pivotal move. He role swapped to support the very next split and won again. This is also crazy, remembering that he had a little stint on TSM at the time. Obviously TSM and North America was huge, massive, tons of money, tons of opportunities. In 2015, at a time when the region had slowly lost its edge to rising Asian dominance, Kim brought hope back to the region. That summer, Yellowstar led Fnatic to an iconic 18-0 undefeated split, making them one of the tournament favorites to bring the trophy back to Europe. Sadly, their world's run ended in semifinals. Following that result, Yellowstar joined TSM and NA, becoming part of a wave of European players moving across the Atlantic. However, after just one split, he returned to Fnatic, citing homesickness. This time, though, Bora couldn't recapture his former glory. He missed out on Worlds qualification and retired as a professional player. Since then, Yellowstar stepped away from Tier 1 play, but he never left the scene. In 2017, he joined PSG as head of their esport for their EU Challenger Series roster, aiming to qualify for the EU LCS, now the LEC. In 2018, he returned to competition with the LDLC and the newly formed French ERL, the LFL, focused on developing the local scene. After a year of setbacks, he finally lifted the EU Masters Trophy in spring 2020. Honestly, I didn't even know that he won an EU Masters Trophy. That's very cool to hear and see. Following that success, Yellowstar transitioned into a new role at Prodigy Agency, one of the biggest agencies in esports. As a player agent there, he helped manage and guide upcoming talent such as Vladdy and Skewmond, obviously names we're very, very familiar with in the LEC now. So you can see Yellowstar has had his hand in so much of the history, the past, but even the present of the LEC and just European League of Legends overall, LOL esports. Now in 2025, Yellowstar's pivoting once more, joining the official French League of Legends broadcast, OTP, as a talent, working alongside casting icons Chips and Noi. In parallel, he will also play for an amateur team. Zephyr Esport competes in France's third division of the competitive LOL, just below the LFL and LFL2. Known as the Nexus Tour, the league is an open tournament spread across several months with recurring events every few weeks. While accessible to many amateur players, it's part of the broader competitive circuit and offers promotion to LFL2. Despite its lower tier status, the Nexus Tour draws attention from French fans thanks to familiar faces and emerging talents. AD carry Calist competed there just 3 years ago, so that's obviously very, very cool to hear and see now, as we've seen Calist rise up through the ranks all the way to international competition, first stand in LEC title, so many things. Zephyr Esports roster is no exception. It blends rising players with known yet still competitive figures in the French scene. On top of that, the team plans to ride the wave started by Cadros Los Ratones streaming scrims. This transparency could help the team engage more directly with fans. For Yellowstar, who's recently been streaming solo queue on Twitch, it's also an opportunity to grow regular audience on the platform. Whether the promising roster can elevate one of the greatest LEC sports of all time back toward the upper tiers of competition remains to be seen. But either way, just a very, very cool story that I did want to bring to you guys. I thought it would maybe hit you guys in a lot of those nostalgic bones, and I thought it was really cool to hear and see this, so I wanted to share with you guys as well. But pretty much it for this video today, guys. Of course, as always, everything we do here at Sheep Esports is powered by Holy. Great tasting energy drinks that also just so happen to be healthier than the competition. Make sure you guys go check out that first link in the description below and use those discount codes SE5 or SE10. Obviously, using those discount codes is going to make things a little bit cheaper for you, but it's also going to help support everything we're doing here at Sheep Esports. So I would appreciate that a ton, as would everyone here at the Sheep Esports team. Hopefully, we catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.